We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is.
Hello. My name is Chelb. My pronouns are they, them. That was a really bad shuffle yet again. And this is Phasecraft Collective, your weekly check-in with the tarot to get the vibes, feel the energy, see what's possible for our week to come. The deck I'm using is really thick cardstock, so my usual little beginning shuffle just isn't really gonna happen for us today, and that's okay. You know, something a little different, something a little softer for the end of this Mercury retrograde, which, folks, hot damn, has it been a rough one for yours truly. But I believe it ends tomorrow. I believe tomorrow's the last day. So we're almost there. Of course, once we're done, then we have what's known as the shadow period, which is the 2 weeks before and the 2 weeks after. So things still might be a little weird, a little wacky. But the retrograde itself will have been completed, and we appreciate that a lot. It's also Virgo season, which is my favorite time of year next to Scorpio season, just because the vibes of Virgo are, in my humble opinion, immaculate. It's when I really like to commit myself to learning, the whole back to school vibes, but also just Virgo in general has such a dedicated, committed, intelligent vibe. My mom is also a Virgo, and she's my favorite person on the planet. And I think being raised by a Virgo, an August Virgo, her birthday was yesterday. Everybody say happy birthday, Tina. Being raised by a Virgo makes me a little biased towards specifically August Virgo women. I have dated a Virgo man in the past, and he was a September Virgo. Much different. Anyway, we're not here for my astrology hot takes. We can take that offline another time. We're here to talk about tarot. And the whole reason I brought up Virgo season and commitment and learning is because we're only 2 weeks away from Tarot Craft, my 4-week-long beginner/intermediate tarot learning course. I mean, it's the perfect time, again, of year to dedicate yourself to learning something, particularly tarot. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, you've probably already heard this because I talked about it yesterday, but the major arcana archetype we associate with Virgo is the Hermit, which is all about inner seeking, knowledge, mystery, authenticity, getting to know the self, which is exactly what tarot's all about, among other things. But a lot of us come to tarot as a tool for self-expansion, and then it goes from there. So if you want to learn tarot, join Tarot Craft. There are a couple extra spots. I opened 2 more spots at the $200 price tier, so don't wait. Those will probably go within the next couple of days. There's a few spots left at the $250 price tier and unlimited spots at the $300 price tier, and you can get a payment plan in any one of those levels. So sign up. There will be replays available. If you can't make it live, the replays are totally an option. The last round I did, the majority of the participants didn't come to the classes live. So it's all good. Whatever works for you works for me. I'll also have 2 open office hour sessions for this round of Tarot Craft, probably on weekdays. So if you can't make it live, then those are available for you to come ask questions, get help with interpretations, etc., and so forth. So Tarot Craft is going to be awesome. I'm really excited. Sign up link is in the description. And I also yesterday announced my fall class series, which is basically all just intro to witchcraft stuff. We start with a Witchcraft 101 class, then my altar and ritual class, which is my best-selling class other than my New Year goal setting one that I do, which is all about building and tending altars. I'm bringing back Spellwork 101 for this season just because there was a lot of folks that were interested in it for summer that didn't get to it. And then we'll do a Samhain ritual on Halloween, which is the first day of Samhain, which is October 31st and November 1st. So really fun stuff. If you sign up for all four, you get 10% off. So you can just, again, the link will be in the episode description, or you can sign up for individual classes, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so should we get to the tarot now or what? I think we should. We're going to start, as we always do, by taking a moment to close our eyes, ground, and set the container. So if it feels safe and good to do so, please join me in closing your eyes. You might also decide to let them settle down at your cheeks or somewhere else out in space, whatever feels right and safe right now. And just take a couple of breaths here. Feel your shoulders rising and falling, your rib cage expanding and softening. Feel into where you are making contact with the ground, whether it be your feet on the floor, your seat in a chair, your back on a bed. Notice and acknowledge the gravity holding you in this spot, holding you on this planet, holding you in this moment. I'm going to call to the spirits and guardians of the elements here, and as I name them, I invite you to imagine their essence creating a protective circle around you. This could be a circle of salt or stones. Could be a ring of fire or a moat of flowing blue water. Could be a dome of air holding out all unwanted energy. Could be any combination of those or something else entirely that makes you feel safe and held. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, of the deepest roots and the tallest trees, of the stardust that gave shape to this planet and to our bones. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, of the life-giving sun, the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal. Hail and welcome. And I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, the oceans and our blood, the rivers and our sweat, the rain and our tears. Hail and welcome. We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. You can take a couple more breaths, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Cool. All right. So let's get to the cards, shall we? I keep trying to do the shuffle, and it keeps not being great. If this is your first time with me, wow, hello. Thank you for making it through that extremely long intro. This is a collective reading, so it's a look at like the overall energy that's available for this week. It might not land with you, and that's totally okay. You might find pieces of it make sense, pieces of it don't. Take what works, leave what doesn't, etc. and so forth. Wow, we're talking. Wow, we're really talking. Ooh, but we've got just so much good energy happening. Lots of internal work. It never ends. Also, if this is your first time, I just shuffle the cards and let them fall out. I don't cut or use a spread or anything like that. I'm using the Spolia Tarot, 2nd edition, which is unfortunately out of print. You might be able to find a used one. I've never tried, but it's possible. If you are watching this and you see the cards and you're like, damn, those are cool, because they are cool. It's a collage deck, but it's a lot less chaotic than a lot of the collage decks I've seen out there. And I have a few. I really like collage style. And like vintage, not vintage, but like antique, tradish style. Okay. Is this it for us? This is one of the first decks I bought myself too. I don't use it very often anymore because it's out of print and people always want to like buy the decks that I'm using. So I don't use it too often because I hate having to say, you can't get this anymore. Aren't I cool? But it is really like my first handful of free readings that I did when I was first learning to read for other people. A lot of them happened on this deck, so it's very, very special. And I do think that this is all the cards that we are having, at least for now. I might pull more later. Is that all? Yeah. That is all. Okay, let's see what we've got. So right away, I love this. We have the 9 of coins, the 9 of pentacles, followed by the 8 of cups reversed. And you might know I don't usually read reversals as opposite meaning, but that's the vibe I'm getting with this, especially with the 9 of coins. So this is all about the 9 of coins, taking the time to reward yourself, to honor yourself, to treat yourself, to let yourself experience abundance, happiness, expansion of the physical world. This is like really letting yourself have a moment to enjoy. And that's why I'm feeling like this 8 of Cups is maybe not opposite, but like stasis. Usually with the 8 of Cups, we're being encouraged to walk away from something, to leave things behind. But it's almost like, yes, that's probably coming, but just not yet. Just not yet. Let yourself enjoy where you are. Let yourself enjoy what you've learned. Let yourself experience this moment instead of rushing into the next thing. And part of that is probably because this is all followed by the High Priestess. Come on, let me pick up this card. The High Priestess. The Hanged One. And everyone's favorite, the Moon. I feel like we've gotten the Moon like at least half of these weeks since I've been doing this. We're not getting it, folks. Anyway, so let's talk about the High Priestess and the Hanged One. The High Priestess invites you into mystery, knowledge, particularly like spiritual knowledge, divinity, again, mystery. And the Hanged One often speaks to the sacrifices or the changes we are willing to make in order to gain access to knowledge, in order to gain access to change, in order to get the things that we want. Yes, it's a perspective shift, but it's also, in some decks, it is the traitor, and refers to how criminals in like ancient Italy or medieval Italy would be hung upside down as punishment. It's also often tied back to Odin hanging upside down to gain access to the knowledge of the runes. And there's like a saint that had to hang upside down at one point or another, I think. So the High Priestess is inviting you into seeking that knowledge for yourself, into learning and expanding, into learning the tarot in Phasecraft starting September 7th. JK, unless. But you have to be willing to let it change you before you can get to that place, that Eight of Cups moment of moving into what's next for you. You have to be willing to learn and let yourself shift and shed. You have to let go of things in this moment instead of walking away from them. See what it's like to let go and stay where you are, to let go and maybe mostly stay the same before taking those next steps. And again, I mean, the High Priestess, the moon. The moon is our subconscious. The moon is our dreams. The moon is our, I say it every time it comes up, our base instincts, our primal behaviors. Howling at the moon. Are you willing to let go of the external parts of you, the persona that you put out into the world, and return to your truest inner self without all the layers, to find the divinity, the knowledge within? Sometimes I open my mouth and I don't know what I'm saying. This week I feel like I do know what I'm saying, and I think it sounds pretty freaking good. Okay, so now we have strength. We give strength and then cups, just like endless cups. Strength and the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups and the Six of Cups. And I know we've talked about strength before, but what is strength? Strength is that emotional vulnerability. Strength in knowing yourself well enough by going through all this, bullshit, if you will, with the High Priestess, the Moon, and the Hanged Man, to find that connection and that trust. The trust in yourself, in your emotional intelligence, in the universe, in the other people you're interacting with. This is mutual trust, inner and outer. And it comes from being open and accepting of what your emotions want to tell you. Your emotions can, quote unquote, lie to you, sure. But, sorry, I needed a drink of water. It's not like they're lying to deceive you on purpose, right? It's a defense mechanism in our bodies. And the Ace of Cups is that overflow, that influx of emotional intuition, knowledge, love, right? This is being open to listening to what your emotional self is trying to tell you. And then with the Six of Cups and the King of Cups, letting yourself stand tall in those feelings and using them to help you connect and lead from a place of compassion and vulnerability. And the Six of Cups, it's connecting all back to joy. After you do that inner work, you will be able to deeply, truly take action in service of your joy, in service of the things that feel right in your heart. Yeah. Should we check out the bottom of the deck? As always, the Nine of Swords. Okay, so through all of this, through all of this. Remember to stay grounded. That emotional influence can often end up becoming anxiety, rumination, unhelpful thought patterns. Instead, stay grounded, stay in your body, back to that 9 of coins, the earth helping us stay grounded and present. Be careful not to let everything spin in your head to the point that it becomes unproductive. And I mean that in a way that's not like productive under capitalism, but productive for like your own well-being, right? When you start to feel like everything is a lot inside your own head, come back to strength. Check in with the intelligence of your body and trust that the earth has you. Cool, y'all. That's the message. And that feels really, I mean, maybe not good, but interesting. I mean, what am I saying? I think it feels good. Yeah. All right, well, let's close. And then I have a couple last minute reminders before I let you run away. So if it feels safe and good to do so, once more, close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths to let all this land. Reimagine that protective elemental barrier around you. And as I name them once more, imagine them sinking back into the earth or dissipating out into the ether, releasing the energy, releasing the space. I release the spirits of guardians of the west of water, the south of fire, the east of air, the north of earth, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I send the energy of all those watching and listening back to them whole, complete, and intact. I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends, though our energies are no longer crossed, corded, or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. Cool, my friends. All right, well, I mean, I already kind of gave you the major rundown at the beginning, but don't wait too much longer, again, to sign up for Phasecraft. If you've been thinking about it, just like, come. It'll be great. It'll be fun. If you need a payment plan, email me. In addition to all the fun classes that are coming up over the next 2 months, please remember, my prices for my readings are going up on Sunday. So you have just a few more days to get in for a reading at my current rates. All the details about that are in my most recent newsletter, which will be linked below. But yeah, prices are going up. So don't wait too much longer. All right, my friends, it has been my pleasure to be with you here today, and I will see you again next week.